Moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle. Never wait for nothing, gotta get it right now. I'm in the spotlight when they turn the lights down. Only a champ swing the hardest in the 12th round. I love the fourth quarter, I love the ninth inning, I love game 7. Bring on the competition, cause in my heart can't nobody do it better. Can't slow me down, won't stop me never. I'm so Cassius Clay, I'm Tyson in the prime.
You know me, man. I'm Barry Bonds with Mines. What's up, everybody? And happy Money Monday. It's the Pressure Podcast. Back to recap the weekend. Let's get it.
Give me a hell yeah!
Coming to you on a day where injuries are riddled everywhere. We just locked Cheetah, Tyreek Hill. Looks like he's gone for the rest of the season, a gruesome leg injury. And more of that to speak on in a few. We're coming to you on a day where Football Holocaust 2.0 is happening for me. My fantasy football team, my college football team, and my pro football team all took a shit this weekend. So right now, it's just wiping. Just wiping off that nonsense and flushing it down the toilet and just wait for the next digestion, I guess. It's been a pretty crazy weekend. We got a lot to dive in. Today we're going to recap all of the games in Week 4. We're going to recap the primetime games in Week 4, and then we're also going to hit you with the Money Player of the Week and the Bum of the Week.
A no good loser like you bum!
Today is when we establish what we learned after the weekend. So this is the format currently going on. Every Monday we will recap and establish what we learned. Using what we learned on Thursdays, we put everything up. Top 10 players, our quarterbacks, top 10 teams. We also do the team tiers and QB tiers. And then on using what we have established from Thursday, we make our predictions and picks on Saturday. So that's how our format is. We're here Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at midnight. Only Pressure Podcast live on YouTube. We will welcome all comments and takes. We will send a web link if you have a webcam, so you can put you on a little screen back there and give us your takes. But however, right now we're just gonna recap all that we learned. Support. We do appreciate all the support and all the love. Please feel free to subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the like buttons for us, please. Let us help us hit the algorithm. We're getting there slowly but surely. Without further ado, we are coming to you live from our studio in Orlando, Florida. It's your boy King Cole. We are rated M for millennials.
Salute y'all twice.
So this is our reaction. What we learned after Week 4, who's the Bum of the Week, and what's the Money Player of the Week award. So I think we should just dive into it right now. Let's go on with the with what we learned so far after Week 4. So here are the Week 4 picks here. I went into the weekend 19-8. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses. So I went 8-6 this weekend, which is pretty bad. So that will bring it up to 28, and it was 28-8. So 28-14 is my record.
And I am 27-13.
That is my record. Yeah, that's pathetic.
Be cool, nigga.
8-6. So let's get to the first game here. We got the Luck of the Irish game. This was the game in Dublin for those who woke up at 9:30 in the morning. The Minnesota Vikings and Carson Wentz lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Vikings are now 2-2, and the Steelers are up 3-1, leading their division. What did you learn from this game, brother?
I learned that Carson Wentz reverted back to his old self, inconsistent. I called the turnovers, but I guess I called it early. I missed one game. He played good one game, and then he didn't the next. Almost expected that. As I said, a lot of sacks was going to be in this game. They had 6. Let's see. Minnesota had 19 more offensive plays and still lost. Bad turnovers by Wentz. This is why he's back up and he's a has-been. He's a has-been. Justin Jefferson when they're healthy and Jordan Addison when healthy are my favorite duo to watch as well. I will also say Rodgers is just fine in Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin is an incredible coach, so that as well, I feel like they're going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah. I mean, Carson Wentz didn't have that bad of a game. He can push the ball down the field. He was 30 of 46 for 350. The problem is that he does take risks.
Did you watch it, my brother?
Yes, but the fact that he had 350 yards is not easy. Not many quarterbacks do that.
No, and he also turned the ball over 3 times, though.
He turned the ball over.
Well,
He had two
times,
picks.
2 times, but he did fumble as well.
Yeah.
That could have been a turnover.
Aaron
as well.
Rodgers had a mediocre game. He only had a. I mean, I'm sorry, but it don't look very.
But didn't
impressive.
turn over the ball, though.
Yeah, but he only had a
Sometimes
119 passer rating, which is not too bad for his age. We can expect that. I think I was a prisoner of the Minnesota Vikings roster. I just expected Wentz to be able to match old man Rodgers in this game, but that didn't end up happening. Rodgers is still by far the better quarterback. It's not even close, and a lot more accurate for what it seems like. So Rodgers and Steelers look like they're rolling. Looks like they're headed to the playoffs. And it looks like the Minnesota Vikings are going to be hovering at 500 until JJ gets back, it looks like. What I learned from this game is basically that the Minnesota Vikings, however talented their roster is, their quarterback situation is not going to beat elite teams unless Carson Wentz plays his A game.
Missylvania, I'm going to call him. That's his
They'll
name.
be at 500 for the most of the time.
You're either going to hit with him or miss. But that's basically what you're going to get with him. Just inconsistent play.
It is true. So let's get to the Washington game, shall we?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
So in this game, you have Marcus Mariota. We thought it was YN versus YN, but it was Marcus Mariota versus Michael Penix, and Michael Penix lit him up. He had a 126 passer rating, 20 to 26, very, very accurate, 313. He did have an interception, but they took care of business at home, as they should. They have a good defense now. Mariota didn't do that bad. He didn't do that bad for a Hawaiian dude. 15 to 27, 2 touchdowns and an interception, but it's just he ain't JD5. And what did you learn from this game, bro?
I learned that Bijan Robinson and probably Gibbs are the 2 best running back wide receivers in the league. I don't know what it is about them, but I always see they always got 100 plus on receiving. I don't know if it's screens. I don't care what it is. It's still impressive as hell that they're that consistent. The thing that I took the most from here was that Penix could bounce back. That I like the fact that he just like, you know what I'm saying? Just it was like second nature for him to just be like, okay, this was just one bad game. Let me go to the next. And he didn't let that get to him. And I think he played really, really fucking good. So that was great to see. And I don't think we're gonna see the best of Washington until we see them with their quarterback. But they are a team to be reckoned with, I believe.
What I learned is that Atlanta is playing for real, and that Washington is in danger. JD5 don't get back as quickly as possible. That's what I learned from this game.
Be cool, nigga.
The Washington Redskins are a well-coached team, but they're leaderless right now, and until they get their leader back, Mariota's not gonna win them too many games. And Michael Penix is a work in progress. He ain't gonna have a great game like that every single game.
Nope.
But we expect Atlanta to be a slightly above 500 team, maybe even the wild card. So keep an eye on that.
Another thing I took away from this was Atlanta was good in the biggest moments. And in the fourth quarter, they had to complete some passes. They did. On third down, 3 times in a row, they converted on third down. So that was huge. And then with the 8 minutes left, they went down there and got 3, which was very important because if you don't get 3, you probably give Washington a chance to win that game, or at least tie. So that was huge as well.
So let's get to the next game, the Bills bye week. In here, I had New Orleans losing to the Buffalo Bills, 19-31. New Orleans now 0-4. Buffalo's undefeated at 4-0. I said this is a Bills bye week, but I didn't trust the 15.5 spread. I said when a spread is that large, usually I don't trust it. I usually just hit the money line, and I expected Spencer Rattler to go toe-to-toe with Josh Allen because he's the MVP and because Rattler seems to be a gamer. He ain't a winner, but he's a gamer. What did you learn from this game, bro?
I questioned a little bit of Kellen Moore's game plan when it came to I thought Spencer Rattler was throwing the ball really well, and they got to the red zone a couple times, and they tried some trick plays, and I thought that kind of like killed the momentum of the offense. For the most part, they was in this game. It was 10-14 at the half, so but I still have a lot of question marks of the Buffalo's defense.
Well, it was 24-14 late in the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
It was very late that the Bills,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying, skated off.
And again, James Cook, man, he's really starting to
Now-
grow on me even more and more.
Something that's
every
worrying me is that Alvin Kamara is not getting as many touches as he normally does. He did good. He had 10 carries 15 carries for 70 yards. It's not bad at all. And I just don't see him using him.
Yeah,
how many receptions he had? He had 4 receptions out of 6.
They
He only
definitely
had 2
don't seem
yards.
to have like any chemistry together.
No.
I don't know why, because usually that's the guy who's getting those screen passes. But
Yeah. Meanwhile, James Cook is out there cooking, and Josh Allen had his first interception, but he's still Josh Allen MVP
Josh
type
Allen
player.
showed up when he needed to at the
The
most.
Bills had their bye
Both
week.
times.
I just hope they continue building on because their counterparts are struggling right now. And then I have another one. You have the Cleveland Browns against the Detroit Lions. The test for the Lions is what I had here, and it was kind of a test. It was the exact score as the Ravens game. It was 20-10 before Detroit had I think it was a kick return for a touchdown or a punt return for a touchdown. And that's what blew the game open. Just like Roquan Smith, it was 20-10 with the Browns until Roquan Smith scooped up a fumble and took it to the house. So the Lions did their thing. They had a good afternoon. I felt like they established themselves firmly in the NFC North. I think this is the team to beat still in the NFC North. Flacco looks like his days are over. 16-34 for 2 interceptions. Meanwhile, Goff had an interception for himself. He didn't have that great of a game, 16-27 for 168. They didn't have that great offensively. I honestly don't know how the Browns lost this game, except I know it's because Joe Flacco couldn't drive them down the field. So, because they didn't run the ball effectively, they didn't pass the ball effectively. The Detroit Lions, if you look at the box score, it looks like a team that should have scored 17 points. Yep, they scored 34. So it looks like the Lions have grown mentally. They have more discipline. It's continue on with the trend that we saw last week against my Ravens. These guys are not gonna just lose patience and chuck down, trying like Russell Wilson in the end zone, trying to create something out of nothing. And they're being methodical. They're being smart. They're being wise, and that's a good sign for them, for Lions fans. So you should be proud of that. What did you learn from this game?
I thought the Lions are great on all 3 phases. I think that the defense has definitely turned the corner. They have definitely turned the corner, and the other thing is their run game is tremendous. I mean, there's not a lot of people who run on the Cleveland Browns. So for them to be able to run the ball the way they were that effectively, that
They
was
had
impressive.
29 rushes for 109 yards as a team. The Lions did.
I thought Jared Goff for the most part took care of the ball.
Fatality.
He looks incredible as of right now, and Aiden Hutchinson is back. I mean that's what I took from it. Jerry Judy's lighting the ass. I don't like this. This is what I tell people about Jerry Jeudy. I think he does have the potential, but he's just not physical enough to me. Like at the catch point and stuff like that, he has glimpses. He has shown me where he could play sometimes good, like really good, and you'd be like, wow, that's amazing. But then he has these
like
drops
this.
where I'm like, I just
I would say like
don't
this.
get
He's
how
physical.
this guy is.
He's physical. He knows how to run his
He's
route.
more finesse.
He stays healthy. No, he's physical. I've seen him be physical. The thing is, he doesn't always play in his A game. When his A game is what people drafted him for, and he has his A game maybe once every 3 games or once every 4 games. After that, you get his average, which is he's gonna get a few drops. He doesn't get open. He cannot get separation.
It's a
For some
first
reason-
round pick, guys.
Yeah, so he's just very inconsistent. But when he's on, he's one of the best receivers in the league. It's just a problem that he's not always there. And I think it's time for Dylan Gabriel to get his props, right?
I think
it's
either
time.
him or Shador or somebody.
It ain't gonna be Shador. Shador's not ready. I'm sick and tired of hearing Shador Sanders. If Shador Sanders was ready, they would have had him on.
No, but I'm just saying, like, we don't know what Gabriel's gonna bring. If Gabriel doesn't bring it, they're gonna have to bring it. I mean, they don't have no other choice. They don't have no other quarterbacks.
They do. They have Deshaun Watson.
Finish him.
And it's not trying to make poke fun at him. I'm just
Go out
saying they
there and
do
oil
have a
him.
bunch of quarterbacks because they don't have a quarterback. And I think I'm doing the same thing with my fantasy team. Every 4 weeks, I'm going to make adjustments. So after 4 weeks, you know what you have with Flacco. It's enough. Just give Gabriel 4 weeks to see what you can do with that, and then move on from there.
What the Giants did.
Yeah. So let's get to the next lady games here. Here you have the Texans, who are, I mean, the Tennessee Titans, who got embarrassed by the Houston Texans at home. I thought the Houston Texans were going to win this game. I didn't think there was no way, anyhow. I have no indication of seeing why, you know what I'm saying, Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans were ever going to come out with this win. And I was right. And, you know what I'm saying, I just didn't trust Cam Ward. I didn't trust any of the guys there. Cam Ward had a pathetic, miserable game. He had the worst passer rating of the week and his worst passer rating of the season. This was just, I think he faced his best defense he's ever faced in the league was this year. I should have put Texans life vest is because they were 0-3, but I should have put Cam Ward's first test. But because the Texans are 0-3, looking like someone needs to throw, you know what I'm saying, man overboard, throw a donut out there for him to keep floating while we rescue him. That's why the Texans got this, and they ended up pulling off with the win. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout like that, 26-0. But what did you learn from here?
I think the Titans have a bunch of problems. Cam is the least of their concerns. CJ was good, didn't turn the ball over. For the most part, he was good in the second half. I feel like more in the second half. It's a start, and
It seems like
this game should have been 6-6 at the half, as I told you before. There was 2 missed field goals by that kid Slide.
Yeah.
If he doesn't miss those field goals, that's the game we're talking about. It would have been like a more competitive game.
Well, I don't know because it was 6-0. It would have been 6-6 after 3 quarters because they didn't score any more until the fourth quarter. Texas did.
Yeah, which is I know.
So when you say second half, you mean the fourth quarter because in the third quarter he didn't do shit either.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like in the fourth quarter, he finally got going a little bit there. I think it was once they got the lead a little bit bigger, I guess you could say. But you guys want to know how bad the Titans were? There was a second down, and it was 2nd and 33, and they converted it in one play. That's how bad the Titans are right now. I don't know what to.
Well,
I don't know what to say about that.
Woody Marks,
crazy.
for those who don't know who that is a new running back for the rookie running back for the Houston Texans.
Did his thing.
He's only owned at 8% of all leagues. So if you guys need a running back, that's the guy you scoop up. I scoop him up, didn't even play him, and he went off of my bench. I will be playing him next week. But it's good. RJ Harvey finally had a good game. All right, let's get to the next game here. You had the YN versus YN matchup I expected in between Carolina and the New England Patriots.
This is a body bag.
And guess what happened here? A big load of Patriots. Because Drake May had a day. 14-17. He had 2 touchdowns. He had perfect passer rating, and he also had a rushing touchdown. Meanwhile, Bryce Young, who had not that bad of a game, 18-30 for 150 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions, just couldn't get the Panthers moving. Just couldn't get the Panthers moving. What'd you learn from this game?
I learned that the Patriots have good complementary football as long as they just take care of the ball. They took care of the ball. Did they turn the ball over? No. That's why that's why they won this game. They won this game going away because Drake May was special. And honestly, just to read off some of these stats, he's 16 yards. He's only thrown 2 interceptions. He's 11th in QBR, and he has 109 rating. So he's doing his thing right now. His second year, he definitely has come into his own a little bit here. We see if he can continue this consistency. But as of these last 2 games I've seen a lot of good stuff.
Well, what I learned is that the Bryce Young experiment is not working in Carolina, and I think it's over. And the Drake May experiment looks like it's working in New England. Congratulations. Looks like you guys find yourself a franchise quarterback. All right, let's get to the New York game here. Here we have a matchup of the San Diego Chargers, who are now 3-1. They got their first loss to rookie Jackson Dart. His first game, his first test, and he passed. What'd you learn from this game, bro? This was crazy. I got this one wrong, thinking that, saying the Chargers are going to be better against a rookie quarterback. Wrong.
I learned that I learned that Amari Hampton was dancing out there, boy. I like Amari Hampton. I really think he's gonna be a special player. Josh Dart outplayed Herbert, so I don't know what that means, but Herbert was
23 of 41 with a touchdown and 2 interceptions.
Herbert was really bad in the fourth quarter, meaning he didn't have any points in the fourth quarter, which is actually that's pretty insane to say. Call somebody elite and not have any points. It's almost like what I'm about to talk about with the Eagles, but at least in the first half they gave themselves a margin. You know what I'm saying? A margin, so they were up enough. But Herbert, you didn't do nothing really in the first half, and then in the fourth quarter when you had to have it, you didn't do nothing either. It was like I like Quentin Johnston. That's another thing I was gonna say. I think Quentin Johnston has arrived. I think he's somebody to be reckoned with as far as the wide receivers go. Turnovers gave the Giants. I'm sorry. The difference was turnovers. Gave the Giants 13 more offensive plays, and I think that was just enough for the Giants to keep this lead. The defense was phenomenal.
Yes. I learned that Jackson Dart looks like he's the real deal, and I learned that Justin Herbert is exactly what I always thought he was. Good, but not elite. He's had plenty of times to prove that he's a top 10 quarterback. He has proven. He has had many opportunities to prove he's a top 5 quarterback. I don't want to hear that he's better than Jalen Hurts ever again. I don't want to hear that he's better than Baker Mayfield for that matter. I don't even want to hear he's better than Jordan Love right now, and Jordan Love ain't even playing that good. I think he's on the same wavelength as Jordan Love and a few other people. I think that when I come with the QB tiers on Thursday, we will put Herbert in his rightful place. And I think that the New York Giants should celebrate. It looks like they have a quarterback for the future, unlike the other New York team doesn't know how to find one. And then the last game here on this one is the test for the Colts. I predicted that the Colts are going to be served some humble pie over there in Hollywood, and exactly what happened. It's 3-1 is what the Indiana Colts are. They dropped through to a loss, and the Rams are also matching that 3-1. What'd you learn from this game?
So Jones throwing the early pick, that was a mistake because remember you're on the road, so you wanted to get off to a good start. And then I learned Nakua is an ass kicker. Tyler Warren has been great so far, amazing, and Adonai Mitchell pulled a Deshaun Jackass. I feel like that was also big for the momentum swing in that game as well.
Well, the Colts blew coverage, and Tutu Atwell took it to the house on them.
That was terrible.
The game was winding down and clutched it for them. I think the Colts are going to be just fine. It's just that they just got humbled. They just realized what the good teams can do, and they're not there yet. I thought Daniel Jones got humbled as well. I thought this was going to be one of his worst games, and I'm glad that it happened now better than later, so that way I can maybe bet on the Colts because even though they lost, they grew a lot in this game. I think they're going to be better for it for the next weeks to come.
The only thing that worries me is that those two throws that he made towards the sideline, towards his wide receivers, I think one was to Michael Pittman and the other one was to Mitchell.
Yeah.
Cam Curl picked them off. So I don't know if that's
and Nakua,
an accuracy
13
problem.
catches for 170 yards, man. That ain't easy.
Oh yeah,
that ain't easy.
We'll get
you have
to
a
that
rushing
later.
yard too? No.
We'll get to that later.
So here's that slate of games, and let's get to the 4 o'clock games here. Here you have a matchup of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who went to on the road to the 49ers and I think they got humbled as well.
Good. What do you?
Wait. Sorry, I thought I put the score here. I got the wrong score here. So it's 26-21, Jacksonville.
I was gonna say they won.
Yeah. Jacksonville dropped to 3-1, and the San Francisco 49ers. The Jacksonville go up 3-1, and the 49ers just got their first loss. Purdy did not have a good game in this game.
He looked rusty.
He looked worse than Trevor Lawrence in some.
He looked rusty, but we also got to remember I don't think he's 100%.
Yes.
I just don't think so because I didn't see that dual threat. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's better when he's able to run out the pocket a little bit more and be a little more mobile. Him in the pocket, I do not like that at all. Him staying in that pocket the whole time, that's not his game.
Okay. And what you learned from this game?
I learned that Trevor Lawrence cannot play a quarterback. It's about fucking time. I learned that the Jags actually might have a really good defense.
Since right here, it is a test for the Jacksonville defense.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think they also play complementary football. They play all three phases. The running game is great in my opinion.
I agree. I think the test was passed. The Jacksonville Jaguars can play defense, and I think the defense was going to take the Jaguars. The defense and Travis Etienne is going to take the Jaguars as far as they can, not Trevor Lawrence. Then we have another game. We have the last 4 o'clock game we're going to cover is the Chicago Bears, who went to Las Vegas and won. Barely. It was Caleb versus Geno. What'd you learn from here?
I'm not sold on Caleb Williams. I put it like that. This was one of those games where I just wanted to see him be a little, like, stay in that consistency, and I never got that from him. No matter what it was. There was one where, thank God, he was able to get it back, but that should have been a fumble. And then the stupid interception. I also learned that Geno's having a really bad year. I'm not seeing anything that I saw.
Regular Geno, no.
Yeah, I'm seeing
but
less.
I am not that shocked that the Vegas Raiders lost. I just thought that they were going to hold on to win. It was at 1.5 point favorites. The thing is that the thing I set up, what I've learned about the Vegas Raiders thus far this season is that they cannot beat teams that are above 500. And it looks like Chicago's going to be one of those teams that's going to be above 500 because they couldn't even hold them off to win the game.
I was just gonna say that was on a block field goal that they won the game, and Santos had 4 field goals in this game, so that means Caleb Williams only scored once.
Yes, which is not a good thing. It's still a red flag. I still don't trust Caleb, but I trust that the Bears are getting it together more than the Raiders are.
I put here outplayed by Carson Wentz, Mariota, Drake May, Aaron Rodgers, Spencer Rattler, C.J. Stroud, Penix, Dart, Darnold, and Murray. That's how many people outplayed him. That was.
And then to the Monday Night Football games. I had this as a waste of the prime time. It was a lot more exciting than we thought, 27-21. I didn't learn much of this game. The Dolphins won, but they lost Tyreek Hill. It looks like he's out for the rest of the year. I think it's a little too late for Miami. And New York, it's the same thing I always say to everybody. That's not a real football organization. Once again, they put up a bulletin that for the first time since 2000, which is only 5 years ago, mind you, the New York Trash are 0-4 to start the season. This is not the first time they've done this. They've done this a lot of times in the last 20 years. Once again, I always said it. This is how we lead off with them. A new GM, a new coach, a new quarterback, and the same 0-4 shit. That's not a real football organization. Just bet against them, you'll make a lot of money. And then the other, the waste of a backup game, because I knew that Browning is literally the best at being worse. Okay, there's no quarterback worse than this guy in the league, but he's not even. I don't even know why he's still starting. They should trade for Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. At least get some.
Did he throw any
scoring.
interceptions this game?
All he throws is interception, bro. All he throws is interception.
Let's see.
No interceptions in this game.
Good for him, but not good for him. Only 125 yards. Not going to get it done.
No, he can't
Jamar
get
Chase.
Jamar Chase going. He can't get T. Higgins going. He
Oh my
can't get Chase Brown going.
Yeah, I can't talk about none of that.
He can't do nothing. The Bengals season is over. I said it. Until they trade for a quarterback, their season's over. I'm surprised Jake Brown has lasted this long with all the weak ass O line that he's had to put up with. I think I only learned that the Denver Broncos are had a bye week basically. There's a waste of a backup game because the Monday night game it was Miami versus New York. Nobody really cared to watch that, and then once Tyreek Hill was gone, that's it for fantasy. And then Cincinnati and Denver, there's no fantasy there except the Denver side. My season's done. I had Joe Burrow, and as long as Joe Burrow's gone, Jamar Chase, who I also got, is gone. So,
yeah, you was right about that. Yeah, I was wrong on that.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
That's it. So let's get to the primetime games. Here's your Philadelphia Eagles. Day one, I got this game wrong. This is a game where Baker Mayfield had a chance to tie it or take the lead, depending on what they wanted to do. Say it again.
You didn't get it too wrong though.
No,
He did. I think he outplayed Hurts. Just because of what it hurts.
he had
did
a
in the second.
84.3 passer rating, 22
Like what he did in the
40
second
for
half.
289 yards. He just had a pick, and your boy didn't. Your boy had 104 passer rating, 15 to 24 for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. But the thing about it is, even though Philly won and they're 4-0, they covered. The Bucks are now 3-1, but they're still at the top of the division. They'll be fine. Who's to blame for Philly 0 passing yards in the second half?
It's got to be the offensive coordinator and the coach. They have to put their players in positions to succeed, and they haven't consistently done it. It's not one of those things where it's both halves, which is great because at least you're giving yourself a chance to put up points, but it's not good either to always be in this stuck in the mud.
No. I put a little graphic up there to show you what people are talking about right now. Last week, in the first half, they had -1 passing yards and 0 touchdowns, and in the second half, they turned it up to 103 with 3 passing touchdowns. This game, in the first half, they had 130 yards, which is what Jalen Hurts had total, and 2 passing touchdowns, and they had -18 in the second half against Tampa, and they still ended up winning. What I see from this is that this is a work in progress. This is a new offensive coordinator. They're probably trying to, whatever they wasn't working against the Rams, they switched it up and it worked in the second half against them. And whatever was working in the first half against Tampa Bay, apparently they wanted to switch it up, and -18 is what you got.
I feel like it has to do with what we did so well last year that we're sticking with that. And I think teams are, adjusting to that, making sure that we don't use that anymore. And we keep going, trying to go to it. Our offensive line hasn't been as good this year either. So that's another thing I would like to say as far as like Lane Johnson. I don't think he's 100%. And we're really just running out there backup. So I would say it has a little bit to do with it has a lot to do with offensive coordinator, but it also has to do with a couple injuries here or there, dinged up here and there, and just too repetitive.
Yeah. But 2 catches from Devontae Smith and 2 catches from A.J. Brown is not going to cut it for too much longer.
Exactly. So what I was saying in like the second half, the first play we ran was a run. It was almost like they knew the run was coming because we were up so much. So I would say stop playing so safe when we get these leads and stop playing to not lose the game.
Well, the running on the first play of this after in any half, it's not.
Yeah, I'm not saying, but what I'm saying, if something's working, why not stay with this? What's working?
Yeah, but you can.
I feel like the running.
You can do that and still start with the run on the first play. You can still.
No. But I'm saying they ran it. They ran it the first time, right? And then they ran it. I think they ran it like 2 more times right after that. So it's like you gotta make sure Hurts stays in a rhythm as well. Like,
appreciate you, NJ. How you doing, bro?
I understand he wasn't, as accurate in the second half because he wasn't. But you got to let him throw it more than that. 24 when he's on like that. He had 130 yards at the half with 2 touchdowns, and that's what it ended up being.
-18 in the second half. That cannot continue. So give me your team grade for both teams and quarterback grade for both teams. So for the Philadelphia Eagles,
is an A.
I give their offense a B, and I'll give the defense a B. I thought you guys did good things on offense and then bad things on offense, but mostly good. And then on defense, I thought y'all locked it down the beginning, and then you got a little complacent in the second half. But Baker Mayfield is one of those guys, so there's no defense for a guy when he's on fire, and Baker Mayfield's a Saiyan warrior. For quarterback grade, I give Baker a B minus. I'll give Hurts a B. Baker, I gave him a B minus just because he threw an interception, and Hurts, I give him a B because he did take care of the ball. But like I said, a negative 18 yards in the second half is just not what we want to see from the Eagles' offense. What'd you learn from this game?
I just learned that we can adjust and find ways to win games. Just we have a gritty nature to us, and some way, somehow, we pull it out.
I learned
found
that
that out.
Philadelphia expels their demons. Whatever demons they had against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been expelled.
Absolutely.
Let's get to my game, shall we? The Baltimore Ravens.
Finish him.
So, my Baltimore Ravens got tore up over there in Kansas City. They were favored by 2.5 points, which I did not like. And they went on, grabbed the ball, marched down the field like they own the place, and it looks like the Ravens are here to stay. It looks like Lamar's here. It looks like he's going to be the best player on the field. And then it didn't. Then, even though we stopped them and got them to hit a field goal, we got the ball back and just walked right up the field like we owned the place until he threw an interception on first down on a blitz. And then it just went downhill from there. It is clear as day for everybody who doesn't know. Lamar Jackson is the greatest quarterback until he plays Mahomes or Josh Allen for that matter. And Mahomes is still a Super Saiyan 2. He just plays pretty mediocre until he has to play better. Okay? We have not seen Mahomes had a stat line like this. 124.8 passer rating. He was 25 of 37, 270 yards and 4 touchdowns on my Baltimore Ravens defense. And then Lamar, 86.9 passer rating, 14 of 20, 147 yards, a touchdown, an interception, a fumble, and another loss, and another choke to Pat Mahomes. Not to mention that my Baltimore Ravens are missing 7 out of 11 defensive starters on the lineup. Who's to blame here? Who's to blame here? I blame everybody. I blame Lamar for choking. I blame Harbaugh for not having the team prepared. I blame the defensive coordinator for not doing what we do best. And I blame the medical staff for having our players getting injured left and right. This looks like the 2021 Baltimore Ravens, not the 2025.
Finish him.
Who do you think should be blamed?
I blame Lamar, because Lamar, as soon as the game started, he went down the field, scored, and then I don't know what he tried to do. I think he just tried to do too much on that throw. Got intercepted, and unfortunately, it seems like it always happens to him in big games.
Yep.
Where he always turns the ball over. He doesn't turn the ball over against nobody else. But every time he gets to Kansas City or to the Bills,
Look at that, guys.
I don't get
The
it.
opening drive, 5 for 5, 50 yards, a touchdown, no turnovers. Ever since then, 5 for 10, for 46 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 turnovers. And it's not like we couldn't drive the ball on them. I just don't get it. I just don't get why Lamar does that. Meanwhile, look at our defense here. The first 6 possessions of the Kansas City Chiefs, we make them look like juggernauts out there.
Touchdown.
Look at that opening drive for us, and look at them. Our opening drive, and then since we can't do shit, and their opening drive since they do everything.
The missed field goal would have made. What did that mean?
And they
40?
missed the field goal.
So
So it would have been 40
40.
to 20. Yeah, my Baltimore Ravens season is over. And I'll explain to you guys why. Here's one example right here. Marlon Humphreys, this just got out before we went on live. Marlon Humphreys is out for the season. That's 1 down. Madubuike is out for the season. That's 2 down. Look at this, y'all. Roquan Smith is out multiple weeks. Marlon Humphreys is out for the rest of the season. And how about things? Cooper Rush will be the starting quarterback next week.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, not to mention we're still waiting on Nate Wiggins and everybody else. So I think our season's over. I think this is a time where we're gonna have to knuckle down and see what we have, and see what we don't need for next week or for next year. I'm not saying that we're not gonna make the playoffs. I'm just saying this is no team that's gonna win the Super Bowl. The writings are on the wall. The thing about it is, I've already seen my team ravaged with injuries. A few years ago, we lost both running backs before the season started. Left tackle, we lost our linebacker, we lost 2 safeties and both cornerbacks. Marlon Humphreys is not the first time we lost him for the rest of the year. And Lamar still had us 8-3, number 1 in the AFC before Lamar went down. I think Lamar should stay healthy for the rest of the year, but with the injuries to our roster, I just don't see it happening. We're gonna struggle a lot in this series. In this season, I think we're gonna be capped at 10 wins maximum. The season is over. Team grade, I give the offense a F, and I give the defense worse than an F. As far as the Chiefs, I give the defense a B. They did pretty good. And then on offense, I gave them an A+. I thought they woke up, but I don't think they actually woke up. I think they just
They're healthy.
no,
They
it's
got
not-
healthy?
No, it's just Mahomes plays better when the moment shines brighter, except for the Super Bowl, obviously.
Finish him.
And Lamar shrinks when the lights are too bright. Not when it's Monday Night Football, not when it's Sunday, because he'll still play good against everybody else. But against Mahomes, against Josh Allen, he ain't gonna play his best. He's gonna make mistakes. He's gonna choke. He's just the greatest quarterback that can play in primetime games, and I can't trust him anymore.
Go Bird.
Mahomes is Lamar Jackson's daddy. I can no longer defend Lamar Jackson. It is what it is. He's still my QB. I still love the Ravens. I still love Lamar. But you got to call it for what it is, and what it is that he's a choker. If it wasn't for somebody else, he'd be the bum of the week this week. But he's not. He's not. We will get to that in a few. We got one more game that makes no sense here. The Green Bay Packers, who were 7-point favorites on the road at Dallas, tie 40-40. So it pushes them to 2-1-1, and the Cowboys are 1-2-1.
This is the most shocking one to me.
0 punts in the second half. Who's to blame here, bro?
The defense, the Green Bay Packers defense. Nothing else. I don't have nothing else to say. Michael Parsons ain't do shit in this game. He said, you say, well, where's the message at? What message did he say? What he send after the game in the press conference?
Yeah, they gave him a mercy sack when Dak was trying to drive in for
that wasn't a
sack. Be a
either.
go ahead touchdown, and he got
It's a great
tackle from behind.
It's a great tackle
as he was running forward,
but it's not.
And they mercifully gave him a sack. So Parsons has a sack on Dak for the first time in his career. The Packers are still undefeated in AT&T Stadium. They came into this game 5-0. Now they're 5-0-1.
That's an L. I don't care what anybody says.
It is an L to me.
That is an L.
But
a tie is the worst thing you can do.
To me, who's to blame? To me, is Matt LaFleur. Yes, you could blame the defense of the Green Bay Packers, and deservedly so. But Matt LaFleur had chances on offense to seal this deal and not leave enough clock for Dak Prescott. He chose not to do that. He chose to score early. Matt LaFleur's play calling fucked it up, and now it's a tie game. Now this can either tie can either help you or hurt you come wild card round. I don't think the Packers are going to win the division anymore. We're gonna we'll wait till Thursday to do the power rankings. But
yeah,
what I learned from this game is that the Green Bay Packers are overrated. Jordan Love is overrated, and the Dallas Cowboys, who have the worst defense in the league, other than my Ravens probably. Dak is looking elite.
Dak looks good.
Dak is looking elite.
But I
said looking.
I gotta see more of Green Bay.
I said looking.
Because if Green Bay looks bad against the next team, then I gotta say it's just the defense.
Jake from State Farm, welcome to the Present Podcast, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, nice name.
Jake from State Farm. We both said it before the season began. I had the.
He did almost cost you all the game.
Even 2 weeks ago when you guys were down 0-2, I had you guys in my top 10 power rankings. We were like, how the Chiefs are 0-2 because the Chiefs are still the team to beat in the AFC. That's why they're the team that went to the Super Bowl last year out of the AFC, so they're still the team to beat. As my Ravens just found out, this team can still turn it on when the light shines bright. And I also know that my Baltimore Ravens can't contend with the Chiefs right now. The Ravens are the better roster, but one team is more prepared, one team doesn't make mistakes, and one team's quarterback doesn't choke.
The quarterback and the coach combo is, I see what you're saying.
Jordan Love almost costed them the game. That's why I said he's not an elite quarterback. He's good, but he's not elite. And Dak is not elite, but he's playing like he's elite. And I will give.
He showed some freaking cojones. That's what I gotta say. He was amazing in this game.
He better. He's the highest paid fucking quarterback. He's the highest paid player in the NFL, so he better.
But the way that everybody was counting him out, including me, like the way he showed up, that's.
Well, I didn't count him out. I just didn't believe in the defense. I just thought the Green Bay Packers defense.
Yeah, I didn't think they was gonna do this shit.
But who's to blame? I blame Matt LaFleur because he had a chance to steal it with the ball in his hands and he didn't. He left too much clock for Dak to do.
I blame Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons didn't do shit in this game.
The thing is, good coaches do something when they see that even though their offense can run it, they're like, you know what though. My defense, when we kick the ball back, our defense just doesn't have it today. Let's run some clock. Let's make it as tough as possible for these motherfuckers before, you know what I'm saying, we end up with a tie here or go to overtime. And they ended up in overtime and tied. So for team grade, I give the Packers offense an A. I give their defense a F. For the Cowboys, their defense doesn't exist, and I give their offense an A. As far as team grade, I give Love a B, and I give Dak Prescott an A. I thought that Jordan Love started off slow, and it's why Dak Prescott was able to keep up with him, because I thought the Green Bay Packers actually had this game, and they fucked it up.
I learned that Myles Garrett shouldn't be, and that Michael Parsons shouldn't be getting paid more than Myles Garrett.
Take care, MJ. Appreciate you,
Myles
brother.
Garrett, there is no game plan for him. You can double team him, and he'll still get to your quarterback. Michael Parsons looked like a little kid out there. He couldn't get past any double team, and even when he was getting pressure, he was not getting to Dak Prescott.
No.
Dak Prescott was throwing in his face.
But the secondary didn't do their job. But he didn't even have time to really pass rush.
No, yeah, they was getting rid of the ball fast.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. It was a great game plan, but
There was no defense in this game.
At certain points, you got to be able to get to the
You would think
quarterback.
so,
Like, come
but
on.
as you see, 0
Come on.
points in the second half by either team. And that includes overtime. So 30, no, how was it? Is it 15? So 30 minutes plus 10 minutes in overtime. So 40 minutes, 0 punts.
We said Michael Parsons helps this team move the needle even more.
Yes.
So if that's the case, how's this moving the needle? You just tied the team that usually beats the shit out of the Cowboys every year, but as soon as Michael Parsons gets there, they tie.
And it's crazy because we never saw Dallas offense going to be this good right now with a new coach and everything. And even without CeeDee Lamb, they still
shout
scored
out to
40.
coach. Shout out to coach. Coach has definitely got.
The fact that Jerry
Something.
Jones sabotaged this team. Imagine if they had Michael Parsons still. They'd probably be undefeated right now.
They might.
They'd probably be undefeated right now if they had Michael Parsons. With the way Dak and the offense is rolling, even without CeeDee Lamb, they scored 40. You got to give credit where credit's due.
Absolutely.
And Dak Prescott's doing what he's doing. So what we learn is that Mahomes is still Mahomes. Lamar's still Lamar. Josh Allen is on his way to win MVP. These guys exercise their demons.
Need to find more consistency.
Demons exercise us. 7 of our 11 Ravens defensive players are missing, and not to mention, we just learned that Roquan is out for multiple weeks. Marlon Humphreys is out for the rest of the year, and you already know Matabike is out for the rest of the year. Not to mention, Lamar's probably not going to start next week. It's going to be Cooper Rush. So my Ravens are decimated. We learned that the Colts have been humbled. We learned that the Jaguars have a good defense. We learned that the Vegas Raiders are useless. We learned that the New York Trash are still the New York Trash, and we learned that Miami has woken up even though they just lost Tyreek Hill. We learned that Jake Browning is the worst quarterback in the NFL, and we learned that Denver just got their bye week. We also learned that the Texans season is still alive, and we also learned that Bryce's experiment is over. Bryce Young, I think your career is done, brother. And Jackson Dart outduels Justin Herbert. We learned that Justin Herbert is not elite as everybody thought he was. I'm sick and tired of saying it, but he's not. So let's get to the YN quarterbacks, okay? Here's the progress report. Every Monday we do progress report on how the young quarterbacks did, and then on Thursday we will do the quarterback tiers and the top 10 quarterbacks. I don't know why we're lagging so much. Sorry about that, y'all. It's just bad connection. But here we got Bryce Young. Bryce Young had an 84 passer rating, 60% completion, 150 yards and a touchdown, plus he got benched, which doesn't sit very good at all.
I'm no good loser like you, you bum!
Then we have Caleb Williams, who had a C+,
Damn, you were nice. I gave him a D.
73.3 passer rating. He won. That's why I gave him a C+. Otherwise, it would have been worse. 59.4 completion percentage is pathetic, and a touchdown and an interception. Bo Nix had a day of days. He had 97.9, good passer rating, 69%. He had 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he did throw an ugly pick, so that's why I gave him an A-.
He definitely did bounce back.
And Rattler's a gamer. He's not a winner, but he's a gamer. He's going to give you the best shot he can. 89.4 with 66%, and a touchdown, no turnovers or interception, and they hung on.
Shout out to him. I didn't even know it was his birthday
Who?
in that game against the
Who?
Bills. Yeah.
Spencer Rattler? Hey, happy birthday, Rat. You said you gave Caleb a D?
Yeah, I gave him a D. I gave Bryce. Man, I'm done with Bryce. I don't even go into it. Incomplete.
Yeah.
Rattler, I'll give him a B. And Nick's at A+. I think A+. He was just flawless in my opinion.
Here's where the
did
gamers
mess
came.
up a little bit.
Here you have Jackson Dart, Drake, Penix, and Ward. Dart was he had a 96 passer rating for his first game, 65% completions, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns. One of them was running. That is an A. I would have given him an A plus,
Yeah,
but
that's A.
he didn't have that many yards, that many throws. He just did good. He controlled the game clock. He got an A. Drake May got an A plus. He almost had a perfect passer rating, 14 of 17, 82%, 203 yards and 3 touchdowns. One of them running.
Love that efficiency.
Drake, he had an A plus. Penix, I almost give him an A, but he had an interception.
pick.
126 passer
A
rating,
bad pick at that.
76.9, and a pick that almost cost him the game, but
Could've made
it
it
didn't. The
different.
defense had his back. He had a B plus. And Ward, he flunked. This is his first bad game. 36.4. I know he has other bad games, but he's a rookie. As a rookie, this is a very bad game. 38.4 completion percentage and an interception. This is just bad. This is like Jake Browning shit right here. Do you agree with the grades?
Yeah, I'm good here.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm good here.
All right. So let's get to the money player of the week. Who's your money player of the week?
My money player of the week is Nakua. 170 yards receiving, 14 targets, 13 catches. He was amazing for them, and he had the game-winning touchdown as well. I mean, no, I'm sorry, the game-tying touchdown. Sorry.
Yeah.
Huge for them. He's an ass kicker. I love the way he plays. He plays with his hair on fire. He's kind of like a bigger Amon Ra. That's kind of what I picture when I see him, like more physical Amon Ra.
Yes. My money player of the week is the 3-time Super Bowl champion, who is Pat Mahomes.
Finish him.
He was 25 of 37, 270 yards, and 4 touchdowns against my Baltimore
The only reason I
Ravens.
didn't give it to him was because it was against your defense, and your defense was so depleted. I was like,
Yes.
maybe he just looked a little bit better than he should because he was going against that depleted
But
secondary.
my defense is bad, but not in the bad way that you guys think, like the Cowboys. My defense gets you to. They make it hard for you to advance the football, but they don't ever get you out of the field. So it's not like you're going to gash them with 1 or 3 plays. It's going to take you 10 to 12 plays to score on us. But the thing is, you're still going to score on us because we can't get you off the field. So they know how to make it tough for you, but they don't know how to get you off the field, apparently. So that's what's wrong with my defense. And I thought Pat Mahomes just excelled. He broke out like I told him to do in the gravity room. I put him under pressure and said, I want you to be a machine gun. Machine gun is exactly what he did to us. So he killed my
Fatality.
Done Kelly,
So who's the Bum of the Week award winner here?
go ahead and put it up for me, buddy.
Whoa, here we go.
My bum of the week is Justin Herbert losing to the New York Giants, a rookie quarterback, and not having a good percentage, turning the ball over, and having 0 points in the fourth quarter was the one that sealed it for me.
Yep. I have somebody else. I almost had Lamar Jackson in here because he choked once again on prime time, okay? Until somebody else got benched. That is Bryce Young. Bryce Young, you're once again a Bum of the Week award winner. He was a winner last year because he got benched
He was somebody
for
else
Andy
who was
Dalton,
there, too.
and he got benched again from Andy Dalton. Did you know that this man has yet to score 2 touchdowns in his career since, like, throwing touchdowns? He's yet to do that.
Never? Wow.
He's had running touchdowns and combos of passing touchdowns.
Wow.
Yes. This is insane. I don't know what else to say about Bryce Young, but I think the experiment is over.
It's kind of scary because it's making me think like they're really missing on these first overall picks lately. Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, because we're looking at Penix, who's outplaying Caleb Williams right now. We're looking at who's the other one? Jaden Daniels, who's completely outplaying Caleb Williams. So yeah, I don't know what they're evaluating.
Yeah, but as you guys know, for those who are new here, every time I give them a Bum of the Week award, they put them in the shelter. So here's the 4 Bum of the Week award winners. Number 1 is Tua, because Tua just absolute ass. Number 2, I put week 2. I put the Cincinnati Bengals because they lost Joe Burrow yet again for the rest of the year. I put Russell Wilson in there because he lost his job and got benched, and then I got Bryce Young here. It should have been Lamar Jackson. Lamar, you are lucky.
Russell Wilson actually got a chance to go in the game.
A no good loser like you.
I think
You bum.
concussion protocol for Josh Dart, and he did nothing. Absolutely nothing.
No. But it,
3 and out.
It should have been Lamar. It shouldn't have been Bryce. I wanted to put Lamar as the bum of the week, but he's safe for now. Normally, I don't put just somebody who has a bad one bad week and put him in the bum of the week award winner. It's usually a string of bad weeks. Lamar doesn't have a string of bad weeks, but he has a string of bad primetime games. So it's fair game to me at that point. And it should have been Lamar, but Bryce, you beat him. You earned it. You're benched again. I don't know what to do with Bryce Young. I think they should just give up on him and trade him off. Maybe somebody else could do better. Maybe
somewhere else will play better. Maybe.
Call Cincinnati. See if they
never know.
They give you T. Higgins for him or something because they're desperate.
Cincinnati
should grab Jameis, Russell Wilson, or Bryce Young. In my opinion,
somebody will air it out to Chase.
They got to do something because they already got 2 wins. So as
Chase
they keep
already
losing, their stock is falling.
Chase looks super unhappy on that sideline from what I saw today.
Fuck Chase. I'm unhappy. I'm the one who drafted him number 1 overall in fantasy fucking football.
Fatality.
Fucking Jamar Chase sucks, man. I just can't do nothing. When everybody else has Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, they go ape shit. But when I have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, 4 points a game and a fucking donut, man. Fuck.
Everything I feel about Brian Thomas.
Fuck Brian Thomas. He ain't no Jamar Chase. He ain't the number 1 overall pick. I could have picked somebody else.
That was my first
somebody.
pick, though. Damn, that shit tough, bro.
I think the Eagles are going to take care of business against the Broncos, too.
Yeah, me too.
But we do have to worry. What's the Thursday night game? We got to make a prediction on the Thursday night game. Watch it be another bullshit-ass game. Where is it? It's San Francisco. Oh, no, this is a good game. It's San Francisco versus the Los Angeles Rams. So, what you got?
Rams.
You got the Rams.
I'm going to go with the Rams.
You don't trust?
Don't like what I saw from San Francisco. I don't know what their identity is. And then losing Bosa was big for them. I think.
Yeah, their defense is not what it's going to be. Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell and company are too much. You didn't have a good day, what you said, with Kyron Williams?
Kyron Williams is a bum right now. He's averaging like 10 fantasy points a game.
No, it's not that bad.
Fumbled again. I worry about that too. I think sometimes when he goes through games where he does shit like that, I feel like they go to Blake Corum more than that. Yeah.
Maybe Corum is a new running back for that team.
Could be.
All right, y'all. We're gonna sign off here. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We're gonna be back on Thursday to establish what we learned.
Sorry about the lag, guys.
Yeah, sorry for the lag. It's a bad connection today.
It's really bad.
We're gonna do the top 10 quarterbacks on Thursday, top 10 teams on Thursday, the power rankings, do the QB tiers and the NFL tiers.
Yes, sir.
And also we're gonna recap the Thursday night football game. Get everything ready and established so we can make our predictions for Saturday. Saturday, we will put the players under pressure and we will make our picks and predictions. So we will see you then. Remember, this is the Pressure Podcast where viewer has say. If you have a webcam, we will send you a web link. Put you on a little screen back there, hop on the mic and talk your shit.
Finish him.
This is the Pressure Podcast. It means to perform, react, and do using strategies in sports under rigorous environments. Motherfucker.
Give me a hell yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Appreciate y'all. Remember, hit that like button for us. Subscribe, comment. We want to hear your takes, and we will see you till